Check one, check two, check one, check two. Checking. Checking.
Test, test. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, and welcome to Stephen M. Shanwell Pavilion for our coverage for you of this volleyball matchup here on this beautiful Wednesday night between the Rutgers Scarlet Knights and your Maryland Terrapins. My name is Peter Kelly. I'm joined tonight by Zachary Koehler. We've got it for you on WMUC Sports, your Terps, your station. Lineup's getting ready to be called out. Maryland will come into this one with a record of 7-9, but still looking for that first Big Ten win. They sit at an 0-6 record. Rutgers, their one Big Ten win was against Maryland when these two teams played October 3rd. They sit at 10-8 overall. Zach, what can you tell us about that first meeting between these two teams?
Yeah, it was back on October 3rd where Rutgers won the matchup against Maryland, as you said, claiming their first Big Ten victory. They won 3 sets to 1. All the sets were competitive for the most part. There was a big comeback by Rutgers in the first set, coming back from 8 down. Really set the tone for that one, and they were able to walk away with the 3-1 victory. It was Aspen Maxwell and Zora Hardison for the Scarlet Knights with 13 and 11 kills offensively. And A.J. Malawal, of course, had 14 for the Terps, and not enough to get the job done. They're looking for a different outcome tonight.
Yeah, 3-1 the result there. Rutgers took that one. Maryland, the only set they won was the second, 25-17. Rutgers won the first 27-25, the third 25-20, and the fourth, not particularly competitive, 25-16. We've got the anthem for you, and then we'll be ready to go. Lineup's getting read out now after that beautiful national anthem, courtesy of the Maryland Pep Band. They've been a great force at home games this year in the Pavilion. For Rutgers, the starting lineup's going to look a little bit different than their last few matchups, and particularly the addition of Jenna Delamater, number 6, the 5'8" defensive specialist. She'll be in the starting lineup tonight, particularly serving as a service specialist in the past few matches. She did not get the start Sunday against Illinois, which Rutgers lost 3-0. Joining Delamater in the starting lineup, Aspen Maxwell and Zora Hardison, the Staples number 0 and number 1 respectively. Lexi Byzantine, number 8, the senior outside hitter. Natalie Robinson, the stellar middle blocker. And Lily Bolin, number 11, is the setter. Allie Dutton is the libero. She'll be in the red libero jersey. Maryland's lineup getting read out now. A.J. Malawal, of course, leading the charge, followed by Dewey Gokchin, Lily Wagner up front. In the back row, it'll be Haley Melby, Allie Williams, the libero, and Addie Kennedy. There goes the band, and we're just about ready to get going here in the Pavilion. to the pregame huddle. This game also a part of the month-long Discover Big Ten Challenge. We've got their banner across the scores table across from us. The Big Ten Discover Volleyball Challenge is a set of 5 weekday games that each team will have this month in October. Maryland sits at 0-2 currently after dropping their matchups to Rutgers Friday, October 3rd, and Illinois Friday, October 10th. Rutgers 1-1 in this challenge. The win over Maryland 3-1 on October 3rd. And the loss to Northwestern, October 10th, Friday, a 3-0 sweep. Just about ready to go here. The starting lineups have taken the floor. Maryland will start with the libero on the floor, Allie Williams. Eva Rohrbach is the 7th girl in that lineup. For Rutgers, they will also start out with Allie Dutton, their libero, on the floor. And taking a seat to start off is Zora Hardison, but we'll see her soon enough. Rutgers will have the first serve. Just waiting momentarily. Maryland's going to take one final huddle. Taking that first serve will be Jenna Delamater, the junior defensive specialist from Cabot, Arkansas, the transfer in from Central Arkansas. Rutgers, unlike Maryland, is not a team really built around transfers. Their biggest addition into the portal was Aspen Maxwell, the transfer from Missouri. But much of this team has been returning. In particular, they have 3 returning starters. That's going to be Lily Boland, Natalie Robinson, and Lexi Byzantine. Allie Dutton as well, the libero, comes back. They did have a big loss last year. Alyssa Kinkella, the squad's first ever All-Big Ten attacker from 2023, and an Olympic hopeful for her native Australia. She is gone after last year, and it was a year that Coach Schweihofer and the Rutgers Scarlet Knights probably want to forget. 6-25 was their final record, 1-19 in the Big Ten. That was good for last place out of 18 teams. They've already equalized their Big Ten win total with their win over Maryland, and they've already far surpassed their total win total with 10. They did it about 3 weeks back. They got to 7 very quickly on the back of a 7-game win streak. Still some sort of hold-up. Both teams just trying to figure it out. We've got a man in a headset looking very professional, standing at the scorer's table with his fist up. This game is also broadcast on the Big Ten Network tonight. So we've got the big boys in on this one. The professionals are here. Maybe we're just waiting for the Big Ten Network to come back from break or something. But in any event, the music has ceased. Rutgers is ready to serve. Jenna Delamater stands with the ball in her right hand. She bounces it against the floor. The pep band loud in her ear. The fist still up from the scorer's table, but now we've got a thumbs up. All ready to go from the pavilion. This energy can finally break. Serve away from Delamater, and we are off. Set up by Wagner immediately. A swing by Melby, but it's a double block saved by Mallowall. Melby taps it back over, and now Rutgers sets up the offense. Set up by Boland for Maxwell, blocked by Melby, still alive on Rutgers' side. Punched over by Robinson. Now set up. Mallowall's going to swing with the left. Dug out over there by Boland. Rutgers tried to punch it over. It was Lexi Byzantine who got her left arm to it, but went off the top of the red and white pole. So the first point in this game, after a long rally, will go to the Maryland Terrapins. First serve for Maryland will be the libero, number 24, Allie Williams, the senior from St. Louis, Missouri, sends it over with the left. And it was a bad set. Set up by number 11, Lily Boland. She was looking for Natalie Robinson with the swing, but Robinson just a little out in front, maybe mistimed her jump. In any event, the Terrapins up 2-0. Williams serves again, and this one is going to be long up the back stripe. Wise decision from Allie Dutton to let it go out. So the Rutgers will collect their first point on a service error. And now Allie Dutton herself will go to the serving line. The 5'4" libero from Lafayette, Indiana, punches it over with the right heel of her hand. Mallowall swings and gets the kill. Too hot to handle for Lily Boland. It ticks off her hands and into the stands. 3-1 Maryland. It's Mallowall's first kill of the game. Immediately back to serve goes AJ Mallowall, the senior from Rome, Italy, the Tennessee transfer. Sends it over with the left hand. It was a good serve, dug out nicely by the libero. And that's going to be 4 on Rutgers. Just miscommunication again. We saw another mistimed jump, another poor serve from the libero there. In any event, Maryland collects the point. 4-1 is the early lead. Mallowall serves again. Floats it over with the left. Set up by Boland and the swing by Zora Hardison. The first kill of the game for the Scarlet Knights goes to Zora Hardison, who just subbed in. The 6'2" middle blocker from Palm Bay, Florida. Aspen Maxwell back to serve, and she does so beautifully. A line drive dug out by Williams. Melby swings with the right, but it's just about a few inches wide of that back stripe. Point goes to Rutgers on the attack error by Haley Melby. Aspen Maxwell back to serve again. She leads this team in kills with 245. Received by Williams. Tapped over by Rohrbach. And Rutgers will get the kill.
Just a fantastic save on that play by Allie Dutton. Laying out, bumping that up, getting the point for Rutgers, able to tie this thing back up at 4 apiece.
Rutgers, after going down 4-1 early, now has brought it even. But the serve from Aspen Maxwell will go long, so Maryland will regain that lead. Rutgers had a little momentum, but Maryland will get the advantage. Addie Kennedy will sub out. Sydney Bryant in for the first time. Bryant from Upper Marlboro, Maryland, the 5'11" outside hitter. Served over by Melby. Trying to swing was Boland, and now it's still alive on Rutgers' side. Free ball sent over to Maryland. Bryant will swing. Double block, stays alive. This time it's Mallowall with the kill. Swinging with the left. There's not many in the sport that can contain AJ Mallowall.
She has just been fantastic all season. Leads this team in kills, and you can see why with a play like that.
Leading this team in kills and leading this game early as it is in kills with 2. Tipped over by Zora Hardison off the serve by Melby. Now Melby herself will swing, and she collects her first kill. 7-4 Terrapins. Melby back to the service line. Maryland tonight in their white home uniforms, Maryland across the chest. Red numerals on the back and the black shorts. Melby serves over to the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. Set up nicely, and the big swing by Byzantine. Lexi Byzantine, her first kill of the match, the 6-foot outside hitter from Houston. Gets the Rutgers Scarlet Knights to 5 points, 7-5 Maryland, and now Byzantine will go to the service line. Byzantine lobs it up with the right, now fires over, received by Williams, and now tipped over by Lily Wagner, but she got her hands on the net, so the point will go to Rutgers. Wagner tried to get technical there, just going up for the set, instead just dumped it over with both hands, but her right forearm, I believe, caught the top of the net. Lily Byzantine serves, and it's a poor reception from Sydney Bryant. She tried to work it back towards the middle of the court after receiving it in the back left corner, but just took a poor angle off of her arms, and now it's tied up at 7 with Byzantine still serving. Rutgers in their all blacks with the red numerals, and it's a service error from Lexi Byzantine, sent it right into the net, so Maryland will regain service, and it's Eva Rohrbach from San Diego, California, the middle blocker, has entered the game, and now she will serve. Serving left to right is Maryland in this first set. Tips off the net, received by Hardison, now swung on by Garvey, but it's blocked at the net by Duru Gakchin. Gakchin, this team's leading blocker, the conference's leading blocker, tied for first in the conference is Duru Gakchin. She had 9 blocks in the first meeting between these two teams. 8-8 is your score. Zora Hardison will serve for Rutgers. Set up by Wagner for Gakchin, but it's blocked at the net That's Natalie Robinson getting her hands to it. Middle blocker from Hudson, Ohio, and now it's 9-8 Rutgers. Hardison serves again. The junior wearing jersey number 1. Sends this one long. Really good discipline by Allie Williams and Haley Melby in the back row to let it fly. And the Terps bring it even at 9.
And already a couple of service errors, very uncharacteristic of this Rutgers team. Usually one of the best teams on service.
Lily Wagner just did not get enough of that serve. Hit off the top of the net, but fell to Maryland's side. So it's a service error from Maryland after the error by Rutgers. And it goes back to the Scarlet Knights. Lily Bolin will serve, the 5'7" setter from Lebanon, Ohio. 10-9 Rutgers. Bolin serves right to left, received by Williams. Set up, the swing by Bryant, and the kill. Sydney Bryant got the full strength of her left arm to it, and there was nothing that Rutgers could do. 10-10, we're tied here at the Pavilion. Back to serve is Addie Kennedy, the far back left corner from where we're seated. Kennedy floats serve over, received by Byzantine. Set up by Bolin for Tara Garvey with the kill. Tara Garvey, the Villanova transfer, skied up for that one and sent it out of reach of any terrapin. 11-10 Rutgers. And now back to serve is the lady who started off this match, Jenna Delamater. Delamater seeming to take on that role of a service specialist, subbed out immediately after her time was done at the stripe. Sends this one over, and it's swung on and killed by Haley Melby. Terrapins have been really good so far at setting up the offense when they can collect it, when Wagner can get a good set off. The outside hitters have looked really good so far. Float serve sent over from Allie Williams. Here's Aspen Maxwell, blocked. Met at the net by Eva Rohrbach and Haley Melby. Nice double block for the Terrapins. They reclaim the lead 12-11. And now back to serve goes Allie Williams, the libero. She wastes no time. Floats it to the other libero, Dutton. Maxwell from the back row gets some power into it, but dug out nicely by Kennedy. Here's Malawal. That one just outside this near right corner. Ajak Malawal thought she had placed it perfectly, but the judge had a good view of it. Says no point, and attack error for AJ Malawal. 12-12 your score. A very even battle so far here at the Pavilion. Bad reception from Maryland, so it goes right back to Rutgers. Byzantine with the swing, dug out by Williams. Now Melby with the swing, and the kill. Just not received well by Rutgers, ticked off the arms of a few Scarlet Knights. Haley Melby does not care. She'll take it as a kill in the scorebook, her second of the game. 13-12 Maryland. Actually, it's going to be her third of the game. That will lead all scorers. Malawal serves with the left. Hardison punches it over. Nice dig by Malawal. Skied up by Williams. Went a little bit too far over the net. And so Rutgers got their hands to it. Aspen Maxwell, I believe, will get credit for the kill there. Williams just bumped it as high as she could and ended up trickling a little bit over to the Scarlet Knights side. In any event, it's a point for Rutgers. 13-13 your score. Aspen Maxwell to serve, and it's into the net. Another service error for Rutgers, like you said, Zach, very uncharacteristic.
Yeah, this Rutgers team leads the conference in service aces. They're definitely looking to see some improvement on that service line as this game goes forward.
14-13 Maryland. They would give up a service error of their own. It was Haley Melby. Took some velocity off of it, trying to just place it within the tan hardwood, but instead she leaves it a little bit long, and it goes right back to Rutgers. 14-14, neither team breaking away so far. Back to serve Lexi Byzantine from Houston, wearing number 8. Spins it over with the right, and it's an ace. Haley Melby tried to receive, but it ticked off of her right forearm into the crowd on our near side. Rutgers the first to 15, and a timeout is called. The first of this match for either coach. It's Adam Hughes from Maryland wanting to talk it over with his girls.
And there really hasn't been much separation, as you said. The scoreline reflects that. It's 14-15 early on in this first set. Really neither team able to pull away with an advantage. One thing early that you could point to is the lack of capitalization from the Maryland Terrapins on those service errors. It's been twice now where it's been back-to-back service errors, not able to take the advantage that Rutgers is giving them. They'll look to try to clean up some play there, take the looks when they can get them, try to close out this set as they are down by 1 to the Scarlet Knights.
About 30 seconds to go in this timeout, again called by Coach Adam Hughes. My name is Peter Kelly, joined by Zachary Koehler. We've got it for you on WMUC Sports. On this Wednesday night, Maryland Volleyball taking on the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers in what should be a very competitive matchup. The all-time series stands at 24-15 Rutgers, but Coach Hughes versus Rutgers, his record is 10-3. Maryland had actually won 7 straight between these teams until the 3-1 loss just 2 weeks back on October 3rd. Going back to last year, Maryland won 3-0 in both matchups, November 29th and October 5th. And then in 2023, right around Thanksgiving, Maryland took a heated 5-set battle 3-2. Looking to get back in the win column are the Terrapins against Rutgers. 15-14 after the break. How about this stat? 9 ties already in this contest, just 15 points for the leader. 3 lead changes, but this has been very even so far. Back to service Byzantine, received by Williams. Now punched over by Rohrbach. Set up by Dutton, the libero. Now tipped over by Garvey, and just a poor touch to it. There was no one in the area where she tried to hit it, but she hit it out of bounds. Did not need to do too much, and instead just could not get the finesse required to get the kill. 15-15 tied up. And now Maryland back to serve with Eva Rohrbach. Jump serve, sends it over with the right, dug out by Byzantine. Maxwell, poor setup there by Bolin. Now Maryland sets up the offense. Gokchin swings, dug out by Dutton. Now Garvey will tip it over. Malawal with a good save. Bryant swings, received by Maxwell, but goes right back over to Maryland. Wagner sets up Gokchin, and the kill. Duru Gokchin, her second swing of the rally. This one true as ever. Not able to be received by Rutgers, and 16-15, Maryland reclaiming the lead for the first time in some time. Rohrbach skies, now delivers. Rutgers looking to set up the offense, but instead, it's a poor pass up. The second touch of the rally was Lily Bolin. She sends it over to Maryland's side on accident, and Lily Wagner right there skied and swung, and it's a point from Maryland. Wagner's going to get the kill there, her first kill of this match, and timeout is called by Coach Schweihofer for Rutgers. Maryland was down 14-15 just a few seconds ago, and now all of a sudden they have a 2-point lead.
And this Maryland team, it's really been a lot of people getting involved. Haley Melby leads the team right now with 3 kills, Ajak Malawal with 2, but Sydney Bryant, Duru Gokchin, and Lily Wagner all have a kill of their own. Really getting everyone involved here on the offensive side of things. Coach Hughes has to love to see that. It's been the Ajak Malawal show for the Terrapins throughout most of this season, but if they can get some of these other hitters to start getting into the points column consistently, this team turns into a real nightmare on the Big Ten slate.
Time ticking down in this timeout. Coach Hughes' team is ready. They're back on the court. Coach Schweihofer for Rutgers taking her time. Now they'll break the huddle. A stat you want to look at always to see if a team is efficient or not is hitting percentage. Maryland's hitting percentage so far, 190, not terrible. Always want it to be positive, of course, but the closer to 0, the worse it is. 190 is not awful. Rutgers, however, is sitting at just 050. Not a good number so far for Coach Schweihofer's team. She's going to look to improve that.
And it's been a lot of unforced errors for this Rutgers team. Some missed-time jumps, some mishit balls. Only down by 2. They are very, very much in this set.
Back out of the timeout, Rohrbach will serve. 17-15, Rohrbach has had possession of the ball to serve for the past 3 points. Sends it over. And the swing by Hardison collecting the kill there. 17-16, Maryland still, but Rutgers getting the first point out of the timeout. as a quick substitution. Hardison will sub out, as will Dutton, the libero. Back in is Natalie Robinson, as well as Lauren Wilcock, who we've seen for the first time today, the grad student from Mendham, New Jersey. She will serve. Interesting story about her. She played beach volleyball for her first 4 years in college at South Carolina and Washington. Mallowall swings and kills. AJ Mallowall putting a charge into that one, and it's 18-16. Lauren Wilcock's job is done. Just one serve, and now she will check out. Back to serve from Maryland is the setter, Lily Wagner, the redshirt freshman. She skies, now deals. And for the second straight attempt, Lily Wagner's serve is into the net. Her first time around in rotation, a similar outcome. So 2 service attempts, 2 service errors for Lily Wagner. Serving is Lily Bolin for Rutgers. Would have gone out, but instead Williams decides to handle it. Bryant tipped it over, blocked by Robinson and Maxwell. Now Mallowall tips it over, dug out nicely by the libero Dutton. Maxwell swings. Nice save over there by the libero Williams, but Mallowall tried to tip it over. No one was on this near side, but she just left it a little bit too far. Point for Rutgers, 18-18. Nice exciting rally there. No big swings, just a lot of finesse. Teams just trying to dump it over where they didn't see any opposing jerseys. And it's an ace. Lily Bolin placed it perfectly. Maryland miscommunicated a little bit in the back row with Melby and Williams. They let it fall in between them, and Rutgers gets that lead back, the 5th lead change of this opening set. Bolin serves again. She leads this team in assists with 632. She's second in the Big Ten. From service ace to service error, Lily Bolin sends it about 3 feet too long, and we're tied up at 19. Maryland back to serve, and it's Addie Kennedy who subs in for Sydney Bryant.
And this is another situation where the Terrapins really need to take advantage of this error. All tied up at 19. A big run here would be huge for either team.
Kennedy from Mooresville, North Carolina, sends it over. Now Garvey will swing and collect the kill. Tara Garvey, it was a beautiful set from Lily Bolin to set up the offense. Garvey does her job, the outside hitter, 6 foot from Ancaster, Ontario. She gets the kill there. It's her 3rd of this game. That's the team lead for Rutgers, hitting at 400. Served over by Rutgers, and now the kill will be collected by Maryland. Going to be AJ Mallowall collecting her 4th kill of this game. Allie Williams serves and sends it well long. Read nicely in the back row by Rutgers, but not a difficult read, as Allie Williams just put too much on that serve. Another service error, and Rutgers leading this one 21-20. As we get further in the set, these errors start to mean more and more. Serve from the libero ticks off the net. Maryland free ball sent over. Now Maxwell will wind up and swing and collect the kill. Wagner could not take it out with the right hand, and Rutgers leads by 2, 22-20, creeping dangerously close to an opening set victory. Timeout will be called. Coach Hughes just looking to talk it over with his team.
And this first set victory, but huge for either team, both of them coming off of sweeps. Maryland against Wisconsin, losing 3-0. Rutgers against Illinois, losing 3-0. Getting back in the win column in terms of sets would be huge for confidence for either of these teams as they move forward in this Big Ten matchup. Rutgers now only 3 points away. The Terrapins down by 2, looking to stop this mini run here from the Rutgers Scarlet Knights.
Actually not sure what's happening. It might be a challenge, what we're looking at. Neither team has left the floor. I don't think a timeout was called. In any event, the head coaches are using it effectively like a timeout. They're talking over with their starters, the girls out on the floor. You've got an official from the Big Ten leaning over the scorer's table. They're trying to figure something out. It seemed like a pretty clear kill from Rutgers. Wagner definitely let the ball hit the floor. So I don't know quite what they're looking at. Rutgers coming off of a 4-game homestand. They started that one off with a victory over Maryland, 3-1, in their Big Ten home opener. Then a few days later, they actually set a school record for attendance for a volleyball game with just over 8,000 at Jersey Mike's Arena to watch the Scarlet Knights play Nebraska. Not sure what the challenge was, but it looks like Maryland will pick up a point out of this. Still have not heard an official ruling. The score still stands 22-20 Rutgers, but Mallowall's back to serve. I think Coach Schweihofer's getting an explanation now, but the ruling went out from the judge, and Maryland, the sideline just erupted. This is a pivotal moment in this game. And now Rutgers is celebrating. Not sure anyone knows what's going on. And now a timeout is called. So a wacky sequence here at the Pavilion. Timeout finally called, I believe, by Coach Schweihofer. 22-20 it looks like is the score after a slight glimmer of hope that Maryland might sneak a point away. I think Rutgers will keep serving. 22-20, a timeout was called, so got about a minute to go in that.
And it'll be interesting to see how both these teams respond. A little bit of a lengthier break here as they had to try to get things sorted out. Still 22-20 for the time being. Appears like it will be Rutgers serve, and they are now still only 3 points away from claiming this first set against the Terrapins. We saw the last first set between these two go into extra points as Rutgers battled back, ended up taking that one 27-25. We're close to a similar situation here as both teams have hit the 20-point mark. Only 2 points separate the two teams.
Rutgers still in the huddle. Maryland has broke it. They're waiting on the floor for their counterparts to return. Just to put a button in that fact about the Nebraska game last week for Rutgers, it was a school record in attendance for women's volleyball, just over 8,000. It was also a state record, the biggest attendance for a women's volleyball match in the state of New Jersey of all time. Over 8,000 there, so good to see the home crowd showing out for Rutgers in Jersey Mike's Arena. Unfortunately, they were not treated to a close matchup as Nebraska, the #1 team in the country. They've been utterly dominant. Took that one 3-0. They have not dropped a set since September 16th. Rutgers serves it, now swung on by Melby. Stays on Maryland's side after it was blocked. Melby just pushes it over, dug out nicely by the libero Dutton for Rutgers. Now free ball sent back over for Rutgers. Set by Wagner for Mallowall. Point Maryland. Rutgers just got their arms on the net. Zora Hardison and Byzantine went up for the block, but one of them, or both of them, got a little too close to the strings. So it's going to be a point for Maryland, 22-21 Rutgers, and AJ Mallowall is back to serve with a chance to tie this one up. Received poorly, and it's a free ball sent over by Maxwell. Wagner sets up Melby a little behind her. She can't get the full power into it. Now Rutgers setting up the offense. Maxwell, not a powerful swing. Mallowall tips it over and collects the kill. Perfectly placed from AJ Mallowall.
And now the star for Maryland coming alive down the stretch exactly when you want her to show up. 2 kills in a row for AJ Mallowall.
That's 6 in the first set, 6 in the game for AJ Mallowall. 22-22, we are tied with Mallowall serving. And right into the net it goes. Maryland gaining a little momentum, but the service error coming at a critical time for Mallowall. Point Rutgers 23-22. And now with a chance to creep towards a first set victory. Going to the service line is Ali Bareilles, the first time we've seen her for Rutgers, the 5'10" setter from Rochester, Michigan. Sends it over with the right. Wagner sets up Rohrbach. Now back up towards Rutgers. Swinging is Byzantine. Blocked, deflected, now dug out by Melby. Mallowall sets it. Bolin over towards Rutgers, and Byzantine tips it over. Wagner dumps it over towards Rutgers. Hardison punches it over. Nice diving save by Williams. Mallowall swings and kills. Fantastic rally, but AJ Mallowall at the end of the day, when she can get her full body into it, it's pretty much automatic. 23-23. Michael Jordan's on the scoreboard here in the Pavilion. Both teams just 2 points away from a first set victory. Haley Melby will serve for Maryland. No error this time. Sends it over Dug up by Delamater, swing by Hardison. Now Wagner dumps it over from Maryland. Sky by the libero, now Byzantine swings, blocked! Ava Rohrbach denies Rutgers. 24-23, Maryland has set point. Coach Schweihofer and Rutgers need timeout.
And the Maryland defense coming up big at a crucial point in this matchup. It is now set point for the Terrapins, 24-23. A huge block in this one. Maryland ranks first in total blocks in the Big Ten. Of course, Drew Rogachin coming into this game led the Big Ten with 79 blocks. Ava Rohrbach not far behind with 78. The big bodies of Maryland doing their work.
24-23, Maryland on the precipice of a huge opening set victory. After Rutgers has led this one pretty consistently, Maryland just regaining the lead now for the first time since I believe it was 17-15. Both teams fighting like mad to get this integral first set. Would be a huge step in a victory here in the pavilion. 30 seconds to go in the timeout. Rutgers is back on the floor. Maryland breaking the huddle now. Has not been the prettiest set. 6 service errors for Maryland, 5 for Rutgers. Only 3 aces among the two teams. They were all by Rutgers. This would be a great time for Maryland's first ace. Set point. Haley Melby, the transfer in from Kentucky, will serve the 6'2" outside hitter from Munster, Indiana. The pep band serenade winding down. Melby bounces with both hands, slaps with the right. The crowd up on their feet here at the pavilion. Melby swings. Dug out by Delamater. Killed by Rutgers. Zora Hardison will give us some extra volleyball with that swing. Sent over towards Mallowall, and she could not get both her forearms under it. 24-24, and just like the first matchup between these two teams, the first set will go to extra points.
And Hardison was stone cold on that one, ready for what came her way. Doesn't matter, it was set point, stayed cool under pressure, brought that kill home, tied it up at 24. Big serve for Rutgers.
Here's the Lee Byzantine. Dug out by Mallowall. Now she'll set the back over. Free ball sent over by Maryland. Swung on by Hardison. Dug out by Williams. Wagner sets Mallowall. Sends it long. 25-24 Rutgers, and now they have game point.
A big swing here. The Terrapins on the verge of claiming the first set. Is now down 25-24. Coach Hughes calls another timeout, seeing if he can motivate his troops to get the job done here in this first set. They need to come up with a big stop here.
How quickly can it change? 25-24 Rutgers. Mere seconds ago, it was 24-23 Maryland. A chance to put this set to bed, and they were serving. The serve by Melby sent over, and then placed nicely the kill by Zora Hardison. Hardison had a great game in the first matchup between these two teams, had 11 kills, hitting percentage .556, which is almost unheard of. She was exceptional, collecting almost no attack errors. 11 kills for her, huge in that game. She leads this team in blocks as well with 72. She's 7th in the Big Ten in blocks. In 2024, she was 2nd on the roster in blocks with 79 total. She'll surpass that by a mile this year. Hardison is actually the program leader in solo blocks since the start of the rally era in 2001. And she still has plenty of time to add on to that number. She's only a junior from Palm Bay, Florida, wearing the red number 1 on these all-black jerseys for Rutgers. They say Rutgers along the back below the red numerals. Scarlet, I guess. The scarlet R, the logo, above the front numerals. 25-24 Rutgers. We've out of the timeout. Set point for Rutgers. Serving is Lexi Byzantine. Sends it over towards Williams. Wagner does good to put it up. Bryant swings. Received over there. Now swung on by Garvey. Off the face of Mallowall and still alive. It almost falls, but a great recovery by Wagner to get it back over. Now Garvey swings and kills. That's how the first set will end. Tara Garvey gets 2 big swing attempts, and the second falls right in front of Mallowall along this near sideline. 26-24 your score after 1 set. And Maryland fought like mad, but it's Rutgers who will start this one off with a 1-0 lead. Hard-fought set here at the Pavilion. The teams will switch sides. We've got about 3 minutes, and then we'll be back with you. Peter Kelly and Zach Koehler here for WMUC Sports, your Terps, your station.
We are back on WMUC Sports. I'm Zachary Koehler alongside Peter Kelly. We are getting ready for second set action here as the Maryland Terrapins take on the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. Rutgers claiming the first set 26-24 through 1. Kill leaders in this matchup: AJ Mallowall with 7 for the Terps, Tara Garvey with 4 for Rutgers. Dig leaders: Allie Dutton for Rutgers with 6. She was flying all over the court in that last set. Ajak Mallowall and Haley Melby and Allie Williams all have 4 for the Terrapins. Assist leaders: Lily Wagner with 10, Lily Bolin with 8 for their teams respectively. And blocking leaders, it was light on blocks in the first one. Ava Rohrbach had 2 and led all defenders. So we are getting ready to start this second set from Maryland. Addie Kennedy will start with service. And we are getting ready to kick this second set off. Kennedy sends it over the net, handled by Rutgers, set by Bolin, looking for the spike. Was Rutgers, but a big block by Gokchin. Getting involved early is that defense of the Terrapins. So service will stay with Maryland. Addie Kennedy again on the back line. Sends it across, set by Rutgers. Lily Wagner with the bad touch, and that's going to go out of bounds, and we are tied up at 1 apiece here to start this set early off with another tie, a common thread throughout this matchup so far. 16 ties in that first set, and it'll be Allie Dutton for service on Rutgers' side, handled by Williams, set by Wagner, and Melby looking for the spike. Rutgers players reached over the net on the block attempt, and that's going to be another point from Maryland as Gokchin and Williams sub off. Here comes Joanna Spahn for her first matchup, for her first action of the matchup. She will be serving for the Terrapins. Sends it over the net is Spahn, handled by Rutgers, set by Rutgers, and a spike is handled by Maryland. Now Melby launching all the way back, and that is a big kill for Maryland as they take the 3-1 lead here. Service will remain with Spahn.
Yeah, Jonna Spahn, 2 aces in these teams' first matchup on October 3rd. So not surprising to see Coach Hughes turning to her.
And there's an ace right there as Maryland takes the early 3-point lead. My broadcast partner calling that one out before it even happened.
Like to think I manifested it, but probably didn't have much to do with it.
That one is handled by Rutgers and sent over by Maxwell, the big spike. Rutgers puts a stop to that 3-0 scoring run by the Terrapins. Brings this one back 4-2. And Spahn will sub out for the Terrapins. Back in comes Allie Williams. For Rutgers, it will be Borelis with the serve. Standing sends that one over the net, handled by Kennedy, set up by Wagner, spiked by Rohrbach. It deflects off a Rutgers player and hits the court. A big kill by Ava Rohrbach. Extends this lead back to 3, and it will be AJ Malawal on the service line. Leads this team in aces so far this season. That one handled by Rutgers, set by Bolin, and the big spike is going to land inbounds for Rutgers. So this one back to a 2-point lead. And it'll be Byzantine on the service line for the Scarlet Knights. Sends it over the net. It is handled by Williams, set up by Wagner, and AJ Malawal with the big windup sends that one. Too much mustard for the Scarlet Knights defense. Bounces off the defender and out of play. So Maryland maintaining a decent-sized buffer here. It'll be Haley Melby serving for the Terrapins on this near side. Sends it over the net. Handled by Byzantine, set up by Bolin, cross court, and a big spike by Tara Garvey for Rutgers. A long setup by Lily Bolin, but it was on point. And now it'll be Zora Hardison serving for the Scarlet Knights. Sends it, handled by Williams. Wagner with the setup, looking for Bryant. That one is dug out by Rutgers. Set up for Garvey, able to bump it over the net. And back to Bryant by the Terrapins, and that is a huge kill for Sydney Bryant, getting on the score sheet. So, Rutgers not able to close this gap past 2 points, as the Terrapins have a 3-point lead now, 7-4. It'll be Ava Rohrbach on the service line. Sends that one over the net, handled by Byzantine. Set up by Bolin. Garvey looking for the big spike. A block, return to sender. Back to Garvey, into Malawal, and hits the court. Garvey coming up early with 2 kills in this one. Duru Gokchin subs back in for the Terrapins. And it'll be Bolin on the service line for the Scarlet Knights. Sends it over the top, handled by Williams. Wagner set up, looking for Malawal. Malawal had the run up, had the time, had the power, had the placement. And that is a point for the Terrapins as they open this back up to a 3-point lead, 8-5. Now Lily Wagner on the service for the Terrapins, handled by Byzantine, set up by Bolin, looking for Garvey again, but that one is dug out by the Terrapins. Bryant sends it back over, finds the open space. Not a spike per se, but a precision shot from number 16 for the Terrapins. As now they lead 9-5. Wagner sends it over. Byzantine bumps it, set to Garvey. Tries to poke it over, but it's handled by Maryland. Ajak Malawal with a weaker shot over the net. Byzantine is going to hit that one out of bounds for Rutgers. And now Maryland's on a roll as they have a 5-point lead, and that'll be a timeout by Rutgers. This one 10-5, Maryland Terrapins early in the second set.
Maryland the first to 10 in this set. Always good to see the team being the first to 10. They're the first to 10 by a wide margin. They've collected their first service ace of this game, John Spawn. Something to keep an eye on. Coming in, Lexi Byzantine led her team in aces with 29. That was tied for second in the Big Ten, trailing only AJ Malawal with 30. But unfortunately tonight, Byzantine has collected 2 aces. Malawal still empty on that stat in the score sheet, so that means that Lexi Byzantine has now leapfrogged AJ Malawal for the conference lead. She's got 31 on the season. Malawal still at 30. So something to keep an eye on tonight. A bit of a battle in the stat sheets for those two players.
So just about 30 seconds left on this timeout. Both teams still in the huddle. Maryland with their biggest lead of the game so far on a 3-0 scoring run. Looking to extend this past 5. We've seen a lot cleaner offensive play from the Terrapins to start this second set. Able to get to their game. Wagner setting up their big hitters, Sydney Bryant, Ajak Malawal, and Ava Rohrbach. But it'll be Lily Wagner on the serve for the Terrapins. And there's the whistle. We are back underway in the second set. Wagner sending it over. Byzantine bumps it, set by Bolin. Looking for the big spike was Maxwell, denied by the Terrapins. Wagner sets it for Ajak Malawal, but that's going to go off the Rutgers defense and land on Maryland's side of the court. Is 10-6 now. Rutgers snapping that 3-0 scoring streak, getting the point after the timeout. Here comes Jenna De La Mater with the serve for Rutgers. Dug out by Bryant, set up for Gokchin, handled by Rutgers. And now Maxwell able to pick the outside line on this near side for the big kill. 2 in a row for Rutgers, and they bring this back to a 3-point ball game. De La Mater will remain on service for the Scarlet Knights. Sends it over. Bumped by Williams, set by Wagner. Bryant with the big spike. Deflection off of Rutgers defense, goes outside of the back line. They get back in the scoring column as this one is 11-7 now. And Addie Kennedy will sub on to take this serve for the Terrapins. Sends it over, Byzantine bumps it, set by Bolin, and a quick spike is going to find its way home. Messing with the timing there a little bit on Rutgers. It's effective as Maryland wasn't ready for the spike coming from Natalie Robinson. It'll be Allie Dutton on the service line. Sending it over to Maryland, set by Wagner and spiked by Gokchin. Picture perfect play there for the Maryland offense. Spawn subs back on for Maryland to take this serve.
Beautiful job by Lily Wagner. The ball was going over towards Rutgers. She did it with just one arm, tipped it back up for Gokchin to have a chance.
That one handled by Rutgers. Dutton now bumping it towards Maxwell, and Maxwell is going to find the open spot on the floor. Wagner not able to dig that one out. Big point for Rutgers now. So they bring this back to a 3-point ball game, 12-9. And it'll be Bareilles for the Scarlet Knights serving. Sends it over the net. Does not send it over the net. Hits the top of the net, bounces back to Rutgers side, a service error. This one back to a 4-point game. Ajak Malawal on the service line for the Terrapins. Running up. The big serve is a little too hard. That's going to go outside of the back line. Back-to-back service errors again. The Terrapins not finding ways to capitalize on the errors of Rutgers. It'll be Byzantine now for the Scarlet Knights on the serve. Big toss sends it over, and an ace for Rutgers. Bounces off of Kennedy and out of play. A great serve by Byzantine, and they bring this back to a 2-point ball game, 13-11. Byzantine again with that big toss, and that's going to be back-to-back aces for Byzantine. Leads the team in service aces, and you can see why with serves like that. Now this is a 1-point ball game, 13-12, and a timeout by Coach Hughes.
Lexi Byzantine last year finished with 37 aces to lead the team. That's .41 per set. That was the most aces in a season for Rutgers since 2013. She's got 4 here today. She's been untouchable, even though her hitting percentage just -286. Not a very good job attacking, but doing a great job at the service line. It just goes to show you, like Coach Hughes pointed out on Media Day earlier this year, everyone in the Big Ten is good, and that's true. He said you can't have an off day. One of the things that we've been trying to preach is consistency at practice. And what you can see here, Rutgers, normally a bottom team in the Big Ten. They sit at just 16th, one place above Maryland, who sits at 17th. They're putting up a great fight here. They've clawed back from being down 5 and as many as 6 in the second set. Just down 1 here. The Big Ten's such a good conference. 8 teams ranked in the top 25. One of the teams not in the national top 25 is Michigan State. How's this? They're 14-2. They're not in the national top 25, just showing you how deep that conference is. 4-2, Michigan State's 5th in the conference. And unfortunately for Maryland, that's who they will be playing next. October 19th, this Sunday at 1 p.m. That'll be on the road up in East Lansing. Again, Michigan State 14-2. Maryland's back at home this Friday, though. Next Friday. Not next Friday, the following Friday, October 31st, Halloween night versus Indiana at 7 p.m. Indiana's sitting 3rd in the conference. They're 5-1 in the conference. They're 14-2 as well overall. They're the 22nd ranked team in the nation.
So now Byzantine back on the serve for Rutgers as we get play resumed. That one's dug out by Kennedy, set by Wagner to Melby. That spike partially blocked. A big save by Garvey there. This one bumped by Wagner, back to Melby. And another partial block by Rutgers, able to handle that. Garvey comes in with the big spike, and we are all tied up at 13 apiece. Garvey active in the offensive column to start this one. Her 7th kill of the matchup now takes the team lead in that category. Byzantine again on the serve, handled by Williams. Bumped by Wagner, set to Rohrbach, and Rohrbach finds the open space. And the Terrapins snap that 4-0 scoring run by the Rutgers Scarlet Knights.
Huge point for Maryland, not just because they broke that tie of 13-13, but also because they get Byzantine off the service line. She was just getting hotter and hotter. More momentum, she was serving it harder and harder. Good to see her back on defense.
And there's the first ace for the Maryland Terrapins in this matchup. Haley Melby gets it done. Places that one right on the back line, not too far for number 4. And here comes another big serve, handled by Byzantine, bumped by Bolin. Maxwell tries to send that one over. The Rutgers defense doing a good job of keeping that ball alive as Wagner sets it to Rohrbach, and they had no chance on that one. The big time spike by Rohrbach, getting involved on the offensive side of things now. 3 kills for Ava Rohrbach in this matchup so far. Coach Hughes has to love to see Rohrbach getting involved offensively. Melby is going to send that one a little too far on the back line. A service error for the Terrapins, and Rutgers takes control of the ball back. It'll be number 24, Lauren Wilcox, serving for the Rutgers Scarlet Knights here. 2-point ball game, 16-14. Maryland leads this second set. That one handled by Melby, bumped by Wagner. Malawal able to send that free ball over. Bolin sets it to Garvey, and Garvey not able to convert on that one. She has been so dangerous from that left side in this set. Tries to go finesse with that one and does not get it over the net. So now Maryland opens this back up to a 3-point lead, 17-14. It'll be Ava Rohrbach on the service line. Big run up, sends that one over, handled by Rutgers. Another quick spike. That play has worked twice now, as Bolin with the quick set to Natalie Robinson. Rutgers has not had an answer for that so far. 2 points in this second set. And now it'll be Bolin on the service line for Rutgers. Sends that one over, handled by Williams, bumped by Wagner, and Malawal looking for the big serve, doesn't get enough on it. Clips the top of the net, bounces back to Maryland's side, and we are all tied up. Pardon me, it is 17-16 Maryland here, as Byzantine has the service for the Scarlet Knights. Sending that one over. Williams, a little too much on that dig, sends it right back over to Rutgers, and a spike by Tara Garvey does tie this one up. 17 apiece here.
Garvey has looked so good today. Her season high is 12 kills September 23rd against Columbia. She's hitting at 252 on the year, already at 8 kills today.
Now Bolin sends it over. Williams bumps it, set by Wagner for Bryant. Bryant with the full windup and converts on that one. Big kill for number 16 as Maryland takes back the lead, 18-17 here. Another back and forth set. Maryland been in control for the most part. Wagner now sending it over. Handled by Byzantine, bumped by Bolin. Looking for another big spike. Natalie Robinson. That is 3 kills in this second set for Natalie Robinson, all on similar style. Lily Bolin setting quick, and Robinson spiking before the Maryland defense has time to react. It's worked well in this second set. De La Mater with the serve for Rutgers. Bryant bumps it. Wagner sets it back to Bryant. That one is shut down by the Rutgers defense. A combo block by Maxwell and Robinson. They now take the lead for the first time in a long time in this second set, 18-19. De La Mater gonna send this one over. Bumped by Melby, set by Wagner. Ajak Malawal, another big block by Rutgers. They are the first to hit the 20 mark despite being down for most of this second set. Coach Hughes has seen enough, calls a timeout. This Maryland team reeling a little bit as they are now down 2, and Rutgers hits 20 first for the second set in a row.
Yeah, almost surprised it took Coach Hughes that long to call a timeout. 20-18, Rutgers leads this one, but for the past few points, it's been clear Rutgers certainly has the momentum, and the points Maryland's been getting have just been off of mistakes by Rutgers for the most part. Interesting to see how this team responds out of the huddle. Rutgers just 5 points away from taking set number 2. And from there, it's going to be quite the uphill battle for Maryland to get back in that one if they do go down 2-0. They do break the huddle relatively early. Not sure what Hughes had to say, but he got it out in a hurry, got it out very efficiently. So Maryland takes the court here. Rutgers still talking it over.
And that timeout could have just been a little mental reset. Coach Hughes, seeing that his team is reeling a little bit, of 3-0 scoring run for Rutgers, coming at the best time for the Scarlet Knights, as they are now 5 points away from claiming this second set, taking the commanding 2-0 lead. Maryland needs to find some offense quickly, try to get back in this one. So De La Mater remains on the service line for the Scarlet Knights. Robinson up in the front court has been a big factor in this second set. Couple kills, a couple blocks, leading to points for Rutgers. De La Mater sends this one over, and a quick point for Rutgers as Bryant tries to dig that one out, not able to find a way to get it up in this second set. Addie Kennedy will sub on to take this serve.
Huge point from Bryant to end that scoring run and get De La Mater off the service line.
Sending that one over is Kennedy. Boland sets it up for Rutgers. That spike is going to be a little too strong by Byzantine. Goes outside the back. And now excuse me, it appears that that was in play. The back judge had his flag up, but I guess there was a conference and a change of decision. Dutton sends that one over for Rutgers, and Williams has to bump that one over from the back line. A big time spike by Ajak Malawal. The Rutgers defense not reacting fast enough. That ball floating just above the net. Malawal jumps at it first, claims the points. It is 22-20 Rutgers.
And this is who you want serving here. Jonas Spawn is subbed in.
Sending that one over for the Terrapins. It's a good serve, creates some trouble for this Rutgers team, but they're able to get it over, and Ajak Malawal, too strong on the kill, sends it outside of the back line. The Rutgers player is signaling that the field goal is good. Not exactly what you want offensively for the Terrapins. It's 23-20 here. Rutgers leads it. Bareilles on the service line. Sends that one over, handled by Kennedy, set by Wagner, looking for Malawal, and Malawal does what she does best. Big wind-up, delivers on the kill, brings this back to a 2-point game. Yet again, we are coming down to the wire. 23-21, Rutgers leads Maryland. And there's a stoppage in play. The Big Ten officials crowding around the scoreboard. Perhaps there's a challenge here by Rutgers. So Rutgers with the challenge. This point is huge. If it goes the Scarlet Knights' way, they will have set point in this second set, 24-20. As it stands right now, 21-23, Maryland down by 2.
Both sets so far have been very highly contested, but it's really been a tale of two sets for Rutgers. In that first set, they were hitting percentage just 143, not good at all, and they still somehow pulled out a win. This set has been much better. 417 is the clip for the Scarlet Knights here in set number 2, and you can see it. It's been a lot cleaner volleyball, less of the service errors, which we saw in the first set, less of the attack errors, especially from Rutgers, and it's showed. They've really dominated this set, but Maryland doing what they can. And coming out of the timeout, if they do get service, it's going to be huge to see what AJ Malawal can do with the ball in her hand.
And as you said, a lot cleaner volleyball here. Maryland really feels like they've let this one slip away. There's only been one lead change in this one. And that one stands for Maryland. A big call for the Terrapins. They are now down by 2. Ajak Malawal on the service line, looking to come back in this second set. Getting ready to go. Here's the whistle. We're resuming play in the second set. Malawal with the big run up. Sends that one, lofting that one over. Almost worked out. Rutgers able to bump it back over. Melby with the big spike that's going to deflect off the net and land inbounds, point Maryland, as it is now a 1-point set here. Another close call there that goes in the way of Maryland. Malawal sends that one back over, handled by Rutgers. Boland trying to set that one. Wagner punches it over, and now Boland does the same, and Maryland wasn't ready for it. The quick attacks from Rutgers, messing with the tempo. Maryland defense has not been able to react to those. Boland just punches that one over and is now set point. And we have another stoppage in play. And another challenge, this time by Maryland. Another crucial decision here. As it stands right now, 22-24, Rutgers leads it. But if it goes Maryland's way, we will be tied up at 23 again.
I mean, you might as well challenge, right? It's the set defining point. If it gets flipped, it's 23-23. It's a brand new ball game. If it doesn't get flipped, it's match point, or set point, excuse me, for Rutgers, 24-22.
And that's a big call again for Maryland. Hughes' challenge pays off. We are tied up at 23 here. Ajak Malawal remains in possession of the ball. Maryland finding a 3-0 scoring run when they needed it most. Now Malawal with the run up. Sends it over. Dug out by Rutgers. Sent over to Maxwell. And a big dig by Malawal, doing it all on this set. And that's going to be point Maryland, as they are now within set point. 24-23, a 4-point scoring run. Malawal remains on the stripe. And there's the timeout by Rutgers. This play's starting to get loud. Rutgers has been good off the timeout, scoring the first point more often than not. But Maryland looking to find the set on this one. A 4-point scoring run. Malawal has been fantastic from the service line in this second set. Really doing it all. The big dig on that last rally that set up the kill by Haley Melby.
I gotta tell you, Zach, this has been an absolute treat of a set to watch. 24-23 Terps after being down 23-20. As you mentioned just a few minutes ago, only one lead change for much of the set. There's number 2, Maryland reclaiming the lead, 24-23, but we saw this in set 1. Maryland was up 24-23, ball in their hands, serving. It was Haley Melby the first time. This time it'll be AJ Malawal. But what happened last time? Rutgers, 2 quick points. They took the first set 26-24. Maryland just needs one. Rutgers needs one to keep this one alive. They need 3 to win.
Can't get much closer than this. The first set, 24-26, as you said. Rutgers taking 3 quick points in the exact same situation here. But Malawal now looking to close this one out, not repeat the same mistakes. And both teams ready, back on the court. Here comes the whistle as we resume play here, this set point for the Terrapins. Malawal sends it over. Handled by Rutgers, bumped by Bolin, looking for the spike, and the big block by Maryland. They claim this second set. Wagner and Rohrbach in on that one, and the Maryland defense shows up at a crucial time. They take this second set 25-23. We are all tied up at 1 apiece. The teams will be flipping sides again. We will have a short break and come back with set 3 action here on WMUC Sports. I'm Zachary Koehler alongside Peter Kelly.
Just about 45 seconds left in the break between sets, and then we'll be ready to go for you with set number 3. Terps equalized 1-1. We are tied here at the Pavilion. Again, my name is Peter Kelly, joined tonight by Zachary Koehler. We've got it for you for WMUC Sports Radio, your Terps, your station. Maryland took quite a fun set, too. They were down 23-20. They scored the next 5 to take it 25-23. All on the back of A.J. Malawal, who was at the service line for that 5-point rally. 11 kills, leading all scorers for Malawal. Adding on 5 digs and an assist. For Rutgers, they're paced by Tara Garvey with 8 kills. She adds on a dig and a block. Haley Melby and Sydney Bryant next up for Maryland, 7 and 6 respectively. For Rutgers, not many people close to Garvey. Aspen Maxwell has 5 kills, an uncharacteristically quiet night for her. The team leader in kills, 4th in the Big Ten, 6th in the Big Ten in kills per set at just over 4. Zora Hardison and Natalie Robinson both have 4 kills each for Rutgers. We're ready to go here in set number 3. Rutgers will serve right to left with Jenna Delamater. Received by Maryland, tipped over by Gokchin, and now Rutgers will set up the offense. Swing is Byzantine. She collects the kill. Getting a hand to it was Dewar Gokchin, but she could not set it back over the net. Instead, it just trickles down harmlessly on the Maryland side. First point of the set goes to Rutgers. Back to serve is Delamater. From Cabot, Arkansas. The Central Arkansas transfer sends it over. Malawal swings. 12th kill of the game for A.J. Malawal. Not much you can do. Fans in the stands waving the flag of Italy, her home nation, and Malawal showing out tonight. On pace to come quite close to her season high of 21 kills. The serve is Jonna Spawn, wearing the Red Robero jersey. And the kill is by Aspen Maxwell. Nice dig initially off the serve by Bolin. And then from there it was easy for Aspen Maxwell, who flies from the back row, swings with the right, and gives Rutgers a 2-1 lead. Back to serve is Allie Dutton, donning the red libero jersey for Rutgers. She sends it over. Wagner sets up Malawal, dug out by Dutton. Swing by Hardison and barely sneaking in. If that was in, it was in by centimeters. The back judge had a good view of it. Perfectly placed from Zora Hardison. Her 5th kill of the game. Dutton serves again. This time Malawal sets Melby. Blocked by Maxwell. Saved up front. And that one goes out. So Rutgers with an attack error. Maryland picks up point number 2 in this set. Really good job off the block by Maxwell was Addie Kennedy to get her left hand under it to save it from another Rutgers point. That enabled Maryland to force the error by Rutgers, and now back to serve A.J. Malawal, and it's a poor one. Malawal, her bread and butter at the end of that second set was floating it just over the net to the opposite side, putting it in that near corner where no one was for Rutgers. She tried to do it again there, but just did not have enough on it. It landed on Maryland's side of the court. 4-2 Rutgers. Serving that one was Delamater. Byzantine swings, dug out by Williams. Free ball sent over by Melby. Lily Bolin tried to do the move that they've all been doing. They go up for the set and they try to just dump it over with 2 hands, but Bolin could not get it over the net. 4-3 Rutgers. Maryland picks up the point. Haley Melby's back to serve with a chance to tie this set up. Melby swings. Nice dig out there by Delamater. Maryland setting up the offense. Good poke over there by Rohrbach. Dug out nicely by Rutgers. Byzantine with the swing. Blocked by Maryland, but out of bounds. Double block there. Rohrbach and Wagner were in on it, but they poked it onto the red out of bounds area, so it's a point for Rutgers. 5-3. The kill will go to Byzantine. The assist will come from Delamater. Rutgers with the early lead here.
Fantastic reaction time on that play by Byzantine. Poked over by Maryland. She was able to get her right arm out and extend that play, end up getting the point for Rutgers.
Byzantine with the ferocious serve. Could not be received by Maryland, just poked it over the net. They will come away with the point here, though. vicious serve off the forearms of Bryant went right back over to Rutgers, and then some commotion around the net. Maryland does come away with the point, though. 5-4 Rutgers. Eva Rohrbach back to serve. The 6'2" middle blocker from San Diego sends it over with the right. Had some velocity on it. Dug out nicely by Byzantine. And the kill is by Zora Hardison. Really good offensive possession for Rutgers. All around, the dig was good by Byzantine. The set was good by Bolin. And then the kill was exceptional by Zora Hardison. She's now back to serve. 6-4 Rutgers. Hardison sends this one over. Dug out by Bryant. Set Wagner for Gokchin. Third kill of this game for Duru Gokchin. 6-5 Rutgers. Maryland not letting the Scarlet Knights walk away. Serving is Lily Wagner. Both teams just trading points here. Wagner jump serve, gets the top of the net and goes over towards the Scarlet Knights side. Swinging is Garvey. Blocked out of bounds, point Rutgers. Getting a hand to it was Gokchin, but it trickled out of bounds, and the second time that's happened in this set. 7-5 Rutgers. Serving is Lily Bolin, the setter for Rutgers. Short run-up, sends it over with the right. Dug out by Bryant. And then Lily Wagner tried to set up Gokchin, but Gokchin just unable to get to where the set was. Really tough serve by Bolin, forced the Maryland errors. And so Rutgers gets their 8th point of the set. They lead this one 8-5. Bolin still serving. Sends this one over in a similar spot, more clearly received by Melby. Bryant swings and in. Sydney Bryant, her 7th kill of this matchup. 8-6 Rutgers, your score here in the pavilion, and Maryland back to the service line with Addie Kennedy, who checks in. Sydney Bryant will get a breather after the kill. Kennedy runs up, now pushes it over with the right hand. Bolin sets up Garvey. The point will go to Rutgers. Not much to be done there. Maryland has been good at getting their hands on the swings from Rutgers, but more times than not, they go out of bounds, unable to corral them inbounds or on the Rutgers side. So Rutgers gets their 9th point of the game. It's a kill for Tara Garvey. She's running away with the team lead. That's her 10th of the game. 9-6 Rutgers. The set is Delamater. Mallowell swings. Combo block. Lexi Byzantine and Natalie Robinson on it, number 8 and number 9. Robinson is going to get credit for her 5th block of this contest. The point will go to Maryland. I guess the block went out of bounds, so it's Jonna Spawn to serve, the specialist, and she sends it long. She collected the first ace of the 2nd set and now collects the first service error of the 3rd set for Maryland. Sends it a few feet long with that back stripe, so it was 7-9 Rutgers leading. Now Rutgers leads 10-7. Serving is Dutton, the libero. Wagner sets up Mallowall. Just too strong, too much velocity. 10-8 Rutgers, but AJ Mallowall doing it all today. 13 kills for her.
And then Mallowall gets a full wind-up on that one. It is really something to see. Extreme velocity on that kill.
From the kill to the serve, Mallowall sends it over to Rutgers. Met at the net by Rohrbach. Here comes Maxwell with the swing, another block. Ball still alive. That time it was Melby. Maxwell swings again. Melby got her hand to it again. Nice dig out there by Williams. Dumped over by Rohrbach. Good save by Rutgers. Maxwell pushes it over. Perfectly placed. Nothing Maryland could do. They were all out of position. Kennedy had the best chance at it, but was never going to get there. Gave a valiant effort, but after a well-fought rally, it's Rutgers coming away with the point. And back to the service line goes Aspen Maxwell. The Missouri transfer from Houston sends it over towards the libero Williams. Melby pushes it over with 2 hands, and then send right back over for a kill, Zora Hardison.
And Wagner just getting a little overexcited on that one. Runs in too far. Rutgers able to push it past her. 12-8 here. 4-point lead for Rutgers. A timeout is called by Coach Hughes. As you had earlier mentioned, Maryland is doing a good job of getting their hands on ball, but not a lot of clean blocks for this Terrapins team so far. Not able, a team that is so usually dominant in the block category, not able to get clean ones off so far in this game.
Two pretty distinct strengths for the two team. From Maryland, it's usually been blocking and serving historically. This year, it's definitively blocking. 167.5 total team blocks. That ranks first in the Big Ten. They rank fourth in blocks per set and fifth in total team digs. For Rutgers, their strength this year has been serving. They lead the Big Ten in aces per set at just a shade over 2.08. That is good for 9th nationally. They're led by Lexi Byzantine's 29. She averages a league third best, 0.48%. Scarlet Knights had 11 aces in their non-conference finale against Columbia. 3-0 sweep on September 23rd. Byzantine and Aspen Maxwell each had 3 aces. Byzantine sits at 84 career aces coming into this one. She's picked up 4 today, so make that 88. She's currently 5th in the Rally Era career aces at Rutgers. (12-8) Rutgers out of the timeout. Aspen Maxwell's back to serve. Donning number 0 for the Scarlet Knights. Career high 21 kills August 31st. Known for the kills, but collects the ace there. Maxwell perfectly placed, and Kennedy could not recover. Sends it into the crowd. 13-8 Rutgers. Maxwell still serving. She leaps, now fires with the right. Received by Williams. Melby swings. Nice reception by Delamater. Here's Byzantine. Off of the pole, point Maryland. Maryland, they'll take whatever they can get, even on the error by Rutgers there. Byzantine just pushing it into the pole. There wasn't much she could have done there. There were 2 Terrapins waiting to block her, Rohrbach and Wagner. Back to serve is Melby, trying to get the Terps some momentum here. Set up by Bolin. And the kill goes to Byzantine. 14-9, and the Terps get a point just to give it right back to the Scarlet Knights.
Another example of getting hands on the shot, but not a clean block for Maryland. That one deflects out of bounds.
Byzantine, the senior outside hitter, back to serve. Lofts it high into the air and now sends a bullet towards Allie Williams. Recovered nicely. Bryant swings, but blocked. 2 Scarlet Knights were there. And in on it particularly, that was Lily Bolin, the 5'7" setter. Getting her arms to it. Uncharacteristic to see the setter at that stature getting in on a block, but she'll take credit for that one. Zora Hardison also there. Another bullet sent over by Byzantine, but Maryland will collect the kill. Not much power from Malawald, but right into the middle of no man's land. 15-10 Rutgers. Maryland trying to stop the bleeding. Eva Rohrbach back to serve. AJ Malawal up to 15 kills in this contest. Rohrbach serves. Beaton does that dump play. Swing by Bryant and the kill. Sydney Bryant, 8 kills. That sits her at second in this game for the Terrapins. That one huge to just try to get Maryland some momentum. Rohrbach serving again. Dug out by Byzantine. Swing by Hardison. Malawal offer for fists right back over towards Rutgers, and it actually went long of the back stripe on the Rutgers side. Shows you how much power the swing was with. 16-11 Rutgers. It's been a pretty consistent 5-point lead, 6-point lead, 4-point lead here in this third set. This is looking a lot like the fourth set, the first time these two teams met. Rutgers dominated that one, 25-16. This time the point is going to go to Maryland. On the serve was a specialist. It's the flying Hawaiian, Kylan Kalama-Badgett, with the serve there, the 5'11" setter from Kaneohe, Hawaii. She cannot get the Rutgers Scarlet Knights a point there. An attack error from Rutgers. So it will go towards Maryland. Lily Wagner will now serve. wearing number 26, the setter, the redshirt freshman, sends this one over. Received by Byzantine. Bolin sets up Garvey. Nice recovery by Wagner. Lofted up by Williams. Bryant swings, line drive, dug out by Maxwell. Bolin sets up Robinson, and Robinson collects the kill. The middle blocker from Hudson, Ohio, collects her 5th kill of this match.
And some defensive miscommunication on that one for the Terrapins. Allie Williams, Lily Wagner ended up running into each other. We'll see if they can bounce back after that one.
Natalie Robinson hitting .571 in this match. That leads all scorers. 17-12 Rutgers. They're starting to pull away. Can Maryland keep them in the reins? The serve by Lily Bolin will be an ace. Maryland tried their best to handle it, but could not do anything. 18-12 Rutgers. It's the largest lead for either team in this game. Timeout called by Coach Hughes, and Maryland needs it. Feels like it's starting to slip away here.
And neither team has really seemingly played much better in this one, but the bounce is going Rutgers' way. They've been 18-12 lead in this 3rd set, despite minimal aces. Only 2 aces in this 3rd set. Maryland has 0, only 2 on the game in total to Rutgers' 8. But it's been clean play by Rutgers in this 3rd set, taking advantage of the mistakes, claiming points where Maryland has left them. And they've built a 6-point lead here. Looking to claim the advantage 2-1 if they can close this set out. The Terrapins coming off of a 5-0 scoring run to end that 2nd set. Perhaps a little bit of offensive fatigue for Maryland.
I mean, we've talked all game about how Rutgers' strength is the serving, and you can see it today. 6 errors to Maryland's 10, 8 aces to Maryland's 2. Leading the way is Lexi Byzantine, the conference leader with 33. She's got 4 on the day. Lily Bolin just picked up her 2nd ace. Aspen Maxwell and Jenna Delamater each have 1. That gets them to 8. Maryland only 2 aces, 1 each for Haley Melby and Jonna Spawn. Back to serve is Bolin again, fresh off the ace. 18-12 Rutgers. Out of the timeout, Bolin will jump and fire. Collected by Bryant. Wagner sets up Gokchin. Off of the forearms of Bolin, and the point, Maryland. Kill for Duru Gokchin. She's been pretty powerful when given the opportunity. It's her 4th kill of the contest.
And for Maryland, you would really like to see them going back to Gokchin a little bit more. Has been successful offensively when she has gotten the looks. Has not had a ton of chances in this matchup, but converts on another one there.
Kennedy serving for Maryland, and they'll collect the point. Some confusion at the net, both teams getting their hands to it in quick succession, but Maryland will pick up the point. 18-14. Rutgers still leading this one, but Maryland inching their way back in. Kennedy serving. Not received well by Rutgers, but it gets up for Garvey. Met at the net. Ajak Malawal and Duru Gokchin in on it.
A big time block for Maryland, bringing this back to a 3-point game.
Each point more critical than the last. 18-15. Kennedy, nice float serve, dug by the libero. Bolin sets up Garvey, swings with the right. Back-to-back blocks for Maryland. AJ Malawal and Gokchin again, both in on it. And a timeout has been called by Coach Schweihofer. The 6-point lead down to 2 in an instant.
And Garvey looked so good in that 2nd set, has been neutralized for the most part. You saw back-to-back blocks there by the Terrapins on spike attempts by Tara Garvey. It seems they finally figured out that they ought to cover number 22. Still leads Rutgers in kills with 10. Zora Hardison is coming up hot on her heels with 8. But 2 big-time blocks from Maryland. They're on a 4-0 scoring run. Just a 2-point gap in this 3rd set now.
About 50 seconds to go in the timeout for Coach Schweihofer. In her 6th season at Rutgers, she sits at 48 and 112. She's trying to bring this program back from a particularly poor season last year. Again, just 1-19 in the Big Ten. That was last out of 18 teams. She's had 12 seasons coaching. Her record overall, 121 and 220. But certainly someone that the girls can connect with. 18-16 Rutgers. Tara Garvey has been pretty quiet in this third set. I don't think she has a kill yet. If she does, she has just one. Most of her damage was done in the first and second set. And like you said, Zach, Maryland figured out maybe we should try to stop their leading scorer. It's worked swimmingly the last 2 points. Back-to-back combo blocks by Malawal and Gokchin. 18-16 Rutgers. The teams have broken the huddle. Still on the service line is Addie Kennedy. The 5'8" freshman from Morrisville, North Carolina. The defensive specialist trots up. Now sends it over with the right. The libero receives. Bolin poked over by Robinson. Now Maryland sets up the offense. Wagner to Melby, the swing. Recovered by Rutgers. Bumped up by the libero. Swung on by Maxwell, but blocked again. That is 3 straight blocks for Maryland. And on it again, of course, Duru Gokchin.
This defense really coming alive here. Just when it looked like this set was getting away from Maryland, they've brought it back to a 1-point deficit.
Kennedy had the chance to tie it up. Maryland clawed it back to a 1-point deficit, but Kennedy's serve goes right into the net. 18-17 Rutgers goes to 19-17 Rutgers, and now they're back on the service line with Jenna Delamater, one of the best servers on this team. Could this be where Rutgers gets that momentum back? Delamater pokes it over with the right. Wagner sets up Malawal, dumps it over, dug out by Maxwell. Set up for Robinson. Blocked, now staying on Maryland's side. Wagner pokes it over. Sliding attempt by Delamater. Blocked by Gokchin, staying alive for Maryland. Nice diving save by Wagner. Now free ball sent over for Maryland. Maxwell set up, now swings. Gonna be a long run for Kennedy, and she can't get there. She tumbles into the court and at the back edge of the court in front of the season ticket holders. 20-17 Rutgers. Very impressive rally from both sides. A couple of blocks, staying alive. Really good job by Lily Wagner in particular. A couple of diving attempts. But Maryland just could not do enough. Maxwell gets the kill. 20-17 Rutgers. Serving is Delamater. Welby swings off of the arms of Bolin. Diving attempt from Dutton. The libero is not enough. 20-18. Maryland collects the point.
And Maryland ended up scoring that one, but a fantastic effort by number 15, Allie Dutton. Laying out for that one. Just goes off the edge of her hand and out of play.
Serving is Jonna Spawn. That one just centimeters behind that back stripe. Jonna Spawn, the service specialist, subbed in for that purpose. Just could not keep it in play there. 21-18 Rutgers, a critical service error for Maryland. Now the libero for Rutgers serves, Allie Dutton. Malawal swings. I mean, what can you do? There's power, and then there's AJ Malawal. 21-19 Rutgers. It seems like every time she gets her arm into it, it's a point. And right back to serve she goes. AJ Malawal leaps, now fires with the left. Diving dig by Delamater. Swing by Byzantine. Set back up by Williams. Here's the swing. Haley Melby met at the net, but it falls on the Rutgers side. 21-20. Zora Hardison and Aspen Maxwell were both there, but they could not force it over to Maryland's side. Point Maryland. Kill goes back to Haley Melby. 21-20.
And we are yet again in a situation where both teams in the 20s here.
Malawal serving with a chance to tie. Swing by Maxwell, blocked. But it does go out of bounds. Eva Rohrbach was in on it with Haley Melby, but they just forced it a little bit left of that inbounds line. 22-20 Rutgers. Serving is Aspen Maxwell. They're 3 points away from taking set number 3 right into the net. Huge service error for Aspen Maxwell and Rutgers. The deficit's back down to 1. Maryland has not led since early in this set. Haley Melby serving with a chance to tie. Number 4 in white fires with the right. Sent up by Delamater. The swing by Byzantine, blocked, staying alive on Rutgers' side. The swing by Byzantine again, evades the blockers. Maryland keeping it alive. Nice dig by Melby, but it goes out. Bryant wound up and swung. Just got too much of it. Did not get the airtime to send it down. Sent it more of a line drive. And it's 23-21 Rutgers on the attack. Error by Sydney Bryant. Just 2 points away is Rutgers, and it's who you don't want serving. Lexi Byzantine, the conference leader in aces. 4 on the day. There's service error for Lexi Byzantine. She thought she had the edge, but a really good job by Eva Rohrbach to let it fall. Tantalizingly close, but just out of bounds. 23-22 Rutgers. Timeout called by Coach Schweihofer. Rutgers just 2 points away, but Maryland all of a sudden just 3 points away. They're trailed by as many as 6. The deficit's down to 1.
I mean, that takes some serious guts there from Eva Rohrbach. Letting that one go, it missed by centimeters. But a great call it turned out to be. And a 1-point deficit for Maryland. We are in familiar territory. Both teams nearing that 25-point mark. Who's going to get the crucial last few points in this third set? It's really been a toss-up. This one has been a lot more Rutgers dominated. Only one tie, no lead changes throughout this third set. Maryland looking to claw back and take the first lead of this set 3 at the best possible time. 22-23 Rutgers. But Maryland has service after the error, the uncharacteristic error by Byzantine.
23-22 Rutgers. Each of the first 3 sets has been highly competitive. 26-24 to Rutgers in set 1. 25-23 to Maryland in set 2. And now here in set 3, the defining moment in this game. Terrapins trail by 1, and it's going to be Eva Rohrbach to serve. 23-22 Rutgers. Rohrbach wearing double 4s. The 6'2" middle blocker from San Diego. 4 aces on main court mania against Penn State. Fires it over with the right. Dug out nicely by Byzantine. Swing by Hardison. Blocked at the net. She is met there by Gokchin and Sydney Bryant. Point Maryland. They have tied it up at 23. Eva Rohrbach to serve. She bounces with the right. She runs up. She fires. This one is long. Huge point for Rutgers. 24-23 Rutgers, and now it is set point. 24-23, that was as close as Maryland had been since it was 1-1. Now with the chance to end the set, it's the Hawaiian, Kyla Kalama-Badgett, number 10. She sends it long. Maryland still alive in set number 3, 24-24. Kalama-Badgett has subbed on twice, and twice she has committed a service error.
A bit of a nightmare for the freshman from Hawaii.
Now Lily Wagner to serve. 24-24, no longer game point. Dug out by Byzantine. Swing by Garvey. Huge kill for Rutgers. She split the blockers. Gokchin and Malawal were right there, but she went right in between them. 25-24 Rutgers. Now they're serving for the set. Lily Bolin, the setter, wearing number 11. Runs up, now fires. Dug out nicely by Melby. Setting up Bryant. And the kill. Still alive. The Terrapins will not back down. 25-25. We've got extra points here in set number 3. 2 Scarlet Knights went up for the block. Aspen Maxwell was one of them. Natalie Robinson was the other. Sydney Bryant said, "I think I'll score anyway." 25-25. Maryland serving Addie Kennedy, the freshman, in a huge spot. Sends it over with the right. Dug out by Byzantine. Bolin sets up Garvey. Blocked by Malawal. 26-25 Terps. Their first lead of the set. And now they will serve for the game. The crowd on their feet here at the Pavilion. 26-25 would be a massive set number 3 win. Kennedy deals. Dug by Byzantine. Bolin sets up Garvey, pokes it over, dug out by Kennedy. Wagner sets up Melby, the swing blocked, still alive on Rutgers' side. Bolin sets it up. Here's Garvey, blocked again, still alive for Rutgers. Bolin sets Maxwell, just wide, Maryland. After a back and forth set number 3, they take it, they lead this one 2-1, 27-25, your final in set 3.
I mean, come on now, it doesn't get better than that. First set 24-26 Rutgers, second set 25-23 Maryland, this set 27-25 Maryland. We are competitive in this one, both teams going back and forth. Addie Kennedy was the difference maker in that third set. Both times she came on to serve. Maryland goes on scoring runs, the first one 5-0 to get back into this matchup. Then she comes back on in crucial extra point time. Goes 3-0 scoring run for the Terrapins. They claim this third set. They take this 2-1 lead. Let's see if they can close it out here in the fourth.
Maryland did not lead until it was 26-25. They take the third set 27-25, and now they flip courts with a chance to get their first Big Ten win of the season. 2.5 minutes left in the break. We'll be back for you in set 4. Peter Kelly, Zach Koehler have it for you on WMUC Sports.
As the Maryland Pep Band plays the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles theme song, it has been Turtle Power for the Maryland Terrapins. A massive come-from-behind victory in set 3, taking it 27-25. You're listening to WMUC Sports. I'm Zachary Koehler alongside Peter Kelly. We are getting ready for set 4 action in this back-and-forth Big Ten matchup between the Rutgers Scarlet Knights and the Maryland Terrapins. Maryland looking for their first Big Ten in-conference victory, 0-6 so far. Rutgers 1-5, their lone win in conference, coming against these very Terrapins on October 3rd. It has been an absolute battle so far, but Maryland holds the 2-1 set advantage. Can they close it out in this fourth one, or are we going to a fifth? Last time Maryland was in a 5-set matchup, of course, it was Penn State on Xfinity Center main court. A back-and-forth battle against a top-ranked team in the Nittany Lions. Maryland came up on the short side of this one, looking to avoid going to a 5th set here. Addie Kennedy will look to continue her hot streak into this 4th set with the serve handled. Set by Bolin. Maxwell looking for the spike. It is denied. Robinson sends it back over for Rutgers. Melby sends that free ball over for Maryland. Now set up by Bolin and Robinson with the spike and the point. Rutgers gets back in the scoring column to start this one 1-0.
I mean, what a great game we've been treated to so far. The way I see it, this is a win-win. I'm so excited for this fourth set because either Maryland picks up their first Big Ten win or we get 5 sets. I'm almost rooting for 5 sets.
Wagner sends that one to Gokchin, but that is tipped by Rutgers, handled and sent to Hardison for the spike. Rutgers takes the 2-0 lead early in this one. Defense turning to offense for the Scarlet Knights there. It'll be Allie Dutton at the service line. Sending that one over. Melby bumps it. Set by Wagner. Back to Melby, but that one's blocked. Shut down by the Rutgers defense, and they jump out early. 3 straight points to start this fourth set. Dutton remains on the service line. Sends that one over. Williams handles it. Set by Wagner, looking for Melby again. Finds the correct angle that time, and that kill works out for number 4. Maryland scores their first point in the fourth set. Jonna Spahn has subbed in for the Terrapins and will be serving this one. Sends it over. Great serve handled by Byzantine. A little too much by Byzantine. And that one's going to bounce out of play. A big-time service ace for the Terrapins. Spahn doing exactly what she came here to do. Getting ready for another serve is number 7. Sends it over the net. And that is back-to-back service aces by Jonna Spahn. And the Terrapins tie it up at 3. Getting some big-time aces here are the Terrapins. Had just 2 coming into this fourth set. Already has matched that.
Yeah, giving Rutgers a taste of their own medicine. Leading the conference in aces, Maryland back-to-back.
Now Rutgers sets that one up. Some miscommunication leads to the weak ball over. Rohrbach sends it over for the Terrapins. Boland sets it, and that spike is going out of play. Maxwell a little bit too much on that one. Flies out on the far side. So the Terrapins now on a 4-0 scoring run. Spahn remains in service. Sends it over the net. De La Mater bumps it, set by Boland, looking for Maxwell. That one clips the net, but handled by the Terrapins. Sent over to Ajak Malawal, mistimes the jump, has to bump it over. And some miscommunication on the offensive side of things for Rutgers. That ball falls to the court. And a quick timeout here by Rutgers as they fall behind 5-3. More back and forth play in this fourth set. We've seen it throughout the game. It continues here. Both teams looking to take a decisive set. No one has been able to maintain a large lead in any of these. It has all come down to the wire. We're just getting started in this fourth set, 5-3. But the Terrapins still buzzing after that third set victory. Looking to keep that momentum going and claim their first Big Ten victory.
I mean, you already see how much of a game of momentum shifts this has been. Rutgers started off up 3-0. It looked like Rutgers was going to have the dominant set 4 that they had in these teams' first meeting. 25-16 was the final in that set 4. But then it's Maryland coming right back out, and it's Jonna Spahn really doing a great job. 2 service aces, spurring a comeback, 5-0 scoring run for Maryland so far.
And the teams break the huddle now as we are ready to resume play here. Jonna Spahn remains on service. Terrapins on a 5-0 scoring run here. There's the buzzer. And here's the whistle. We resume play in the fourth set. Spahn with the run-up, sends it over. Handled by De La Mater, set by Boland. Looking for the spike is Byzantine. It deflects off a Maryland player and out of play. A big 1-2-3. Just how you draw it up for the Scarlet Knights. And they break that 5-0 scoring run. Now it'll be Maxwell serving, and it's a good one. Another ace from Maxwell, her second of the game. So now we're all tied up at 5 here. Maxwell remains in service. The big run-up sends that one over. Handled by Williams, set by Wagner. Looking for Melby on the near side. Sends that. Boland sets that back up. And that one's blocked out of play by Maryland. Bareilles gets on the scoring side of things for the Scarlet Knights as they take the lead here. But not so fast. It looks like we may be looking at this one. It was a bang-bang play. It was close on that far side. We didn't have a really good line of sight.
Maryland is challenging, but there is a defensive touch.
But Maryland looking for a deflection.
If the play is upheld, how have we started this set? 3-0 Rutgers, then 5 straight for Maryland, and now 3 straight for Rutgers. Just really a big set of momentum shifts so far.
So crucial early decision here. The 2 challenges so far in this game have both gone the way of Maryland. Looking for a 3rd one here. Still plenty of time for both these teams to fight back, but still, you never want to be giving up free points here. It's always tough when you have one wiped away.
Rutgers currently on a 3-game losing streak. They've got swept 3-0, 3 straight matches.
And that is another decision in the favor of the Terrapins as they flip the score. It is now 6-5 Maryland. And it'll be Ajak Malawal serving. Does not have an ace in this one. Leads the team coming into this game in service aces. Of course, was the server when they went on that big run in the 2nd set where they ultimately claimed victory. Serves that one over, sent over by Hardison, handled by the Terrapins, and Malawal winds back. And we've said it all day, nothing you can do. When Malawal has the time and she can fully wind up, all you can do is pray that it goes out of bounds. That one did not.
I mean, you just have no reaction time if you're the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. Maxwell was right there. She thought it was going out. You have no time to think.
Boland sets that over to Byzantine. Malawal tries to get the dig, bounces off the hand, and falls to the court. So Rutgers doing a good job breaking that mini run there. Back to a 1-point game. Byzantine on the stripe for Rutgers. Sends that too long. And that is an unfortunate error from number 8 for Rutgers. Has been so dominant from the service line to start this one. Last 2 services have been errors. Of course, that first one just barely falls out of bounds. This one by a larger margin outside of the back line. Melby now for the Terrapins sends it over. Boland looking for that quick spike. Does not work. They were ready for it. Ava Rohrbach got up there, shut that down before it got started. So now the Terrapins take a 9-6 lead. Melby sends that one over, and too strong. A service error for Maryland. Rutgers brings it back to 2 points, 9-7 here in this 4th set. It'll be Zora Hardison for the Scarlet Knights. Taking her time. Sends that one over the net. Handled by Williams, set by Wagner. Rohrbach, too much muscle on that one, fights through the double block, deflected out of play by Rutgers. A big point for Maryland as they reach 10 first in this 4th set, and it'll be Rohrbach on the service line. The wind up, sends that one over, clips the top of the net, still manages to go through. Boland looking for Garvey, not able to convert on that one as Bryant digs it out. Malawal sends that one over, handled by Rutgers. Boland set up Maxwell, and that finds open court. Melby not able to save that one. Big time spike by number 0 for Rutgers. Garvey still holds the team lead with 11 kills, but Aspen Maxwell closing that gap. Looks for another one there, but that one's deflected by Maryland. Sent over by Wagner quickly, and that timing change messed with Rutgers this time. Sends it over quick is Lily Wagner, and the defense not able to recover, sends that one into the net, falls on their side of the court. And now Maryland with service. Wagner sends it over, handled by Rutgers. Boland sets it up to Robinson, and that one falls outside of the line of play. Maryland builds a 4-point lead here. Wagner remains on service duties. Sends it over for the Terrapins. And Garvey spiking, but no one deflects it. It goes out of bounds. And now Maryland on a bit of a run here, building up a 5-point lead. Wagner getting ready to serve again. Handled by Rutgers, excuse me. That one blocked by Maryland, but Rutgers manages to hang on. Garvey sends it over. Set up by Wagner. Bryant with the big spike. It is blocked. And now Boland looking for Robinson. That quick shot works again. This one going over the outstretched hands of Duru Gokchin and Sydney Bryant. A little finesse on that one. Perhaps they were expecting a harder shot. Great job by Rutgers varying that offensive attack. Finds the point on this one. It'll be De La Mater for the Scarlet Knights here. Sends it over. Bryant bumps it, set by Wagner, back to Melby. Handled by Rutgers, set by Boland, over to Bareilles, but that's shut down. Ajak Malawal with the big block. And now Addie Kennedy subs in. Was the source of those two big runs from Maryland in the third set. Looking to get something started here as they have the 5-point lead. Sends that one over, handled by Rutgers. Set to Robinson, blocked and then double spike there. Wagner, Gokchin gets it over the net, handled by Rutgers. Now a big time spike by Byzantine, but that's handled by Melby. Ajak Malawal winds up a rare defensive stop on that. And Maxwell, a little too excited on that one, sends it over the back line. Maryland now has a 6-point lead, 15-9 in this fourth set, building a big lead here. Rutgers has to start thinking about using a timeout maybe, as all momentum is going Maryland's way. Kennedy sends that one over. Boland sets it to Byzantine, another big block by Malawal. Melby now setting it to Wagner. Malawal with the wind-up, and that's going to find the back far corner. Supreme placement by number 3, and there's the timeout by Rutgers as a 7-point lead for Maryland. They are on a run here, and Rutgers on the ropes, down 2-1 in sets, down 16-9 in set 4.
16-9, a 7-point lead is the biggest lead for either team today. 16-9, here we stand in the fourth set. I want to talk a little more about this play that Rutgers has really used a lot, but we've seen Maryland use it a lot throughout the season, and it's this play where a ball is lofted towards the middle for the setter. Genuinely, they love it. They love to set it either to the left or the right for one of the outside hitters to come on and make a swing. But what we've seen today, particularly from Lily Boland for Rutgers, is she'll go up for it and she'll just dump it over with two hands to the other side, looking to get an easy point, catch the other team off guard. We've seen it work out very successfully for Lily Wagner. The difference between the two setters is Lily Wagner is 6 foot tall. Lily Boland's only 5'7", so a little bit tougher for her to get up there and just kind of push it straight down with both her hands. It generally is a bit of strategy too. It's not something that they really think of in the moment. It's something that when the ball comes in for, off the dig or off the set reception, it generally goes a little bit too far for them to think about going laterally with it. They might just want to think about dumping it over. It's almost a better option in a sense rather than getting one of your outside hitters to have a chance. It's worked out sometimes for Boland, but I think Maryland has seen it coming enough that they've started to adjust, and the people in the middle, Duru Gokchin, Lily Wagner, they're picking up some digs because of it. Lily Wagner, 3 digs on the day. you know, these people in the middle have to be ready for that. We've seen it especially with Lily Boland. It's been good when it's on, but when it's not, it's an effective way to just lose some points.
There's the buzzer as the timeout ends. Addie Kennedy remains on service. Maryland on a 3-0 run here, looking to extend the 7-point lead. Getting ready for the big serve is number 8. Sends that one over. Byzantine bump set by Boland, and Robinson looking to chip that over, handled by Williams, set over to Melby, and that one's blocked, kept in play by De La Mater, sent over by Dutton. But that one, no chance. Wagner sets it to Gokchin. Gokchin converts some serious heat on that one. And the Rutgers defense reeling here as the Terrapins 4-0 scoring run and an 8-point lead in this crucial 4th set. Kennedy sends it over. Byzantine bumps it. Boland sets it for Maxwell a little bit too far, but it almost works out. A big save by Kennedy. Melby trying to get it over. Gokchin bumps it up. Wagner looking back to Melby. Just taps that one over. And an error of some kind gives the point to Rutgers. Big time to break that 4-0 scoring run. Rutgers finally reaches 10. The Terrapins have 17. And it's Dutton on the line for Rutgers. Can they string together some points here, claw back in this one? Melby bumps that to Wagner, who sets that to Malawal, and Malawal says, not so fast with a big kill.
Here's the number I want you to keep an eye on, Zach, 21. That's A.J. Malawal's career high in kills. It was achieved against Wake Forest earlier this year. That was kill number 20. 18-10, the Terps still have at least 7 more points to play with. Let's see if she can get her career high.
Spawn now in service, sends that one over. Just bumped over by Hardison. Wagner sets that to Malawal. And that's a big time play. Malawal gets it. There's kill number 21. Has tied her career high as Maryland has a 9-point lead here. Spawn now with the service. Barely handled by De La Mater. Set up. A big save by Spawn on that one, and another big save, but an error gives it to Rutgers. Spawn doing a great job. Usually comes in just for serves, making 2 big plays there, but unfortunately the point does not go Maryland's way. Rutgers now with 11. Maxwell sends that, clips the net, saved by Malawal. Set over to Melby, blocked out of play, and the Terrapins reach 20. As Rutgers still at 11, a 9-point lead. They only need 5 more points to claim this set and claim this victory, their first in Big Ten Conference play. It'll be Malawal serving for the Terps. The big wind-up sends it over. Boland setting it for Maxwell. A dig attempt by Kennedy, not able to save it. So a crucial point for Rutgers as they get to 12. And it's Byzantine on the stripe. If there was ever a time to start a run, it would be with number 8 serving. Has been dominant in this game. Had some struggles on their last 2 serves. Byzantine gets it over Melby. Now with the big spike. What a save by Dutton. Sent to Garvey. That one deflected by the Terrapins. Kept in play. Melby fights through the block. Gets the point. It is 21-12. Maryland is running away with this 4th set. The Rutgers need to find an answer quickly if they want to maintain, if they want to stay in this game. It'll be Helly Melby on the service line. Sends it over for the Terrapins. Dutton bumps it. Garvey sets it to Maxwell. Maxwell fires that in, saved by Malawal. Sent over to Rohrbach, just taps it over, and that is a huge point for Maryland. They are 3 points away from claiming this set, claiming this victory. Melby remains on service. A great job of varying the timing there by Ava Rohrbach. Now Melby sends it over, handled by Byzantine, perhaps a little too strong, but still set by Boland and spiked by Garvey. A crucial point. Still a 9-point lead for the Terrapins. Kalama Bajet coming in. Has had 2 service errors so far. Really needs to avoid her 3rd, and that was a beautiful serve saved by Williams. Bryant spikes it, and it fights through the defense of Rutgers, knocks onto the floor. 23-13, a 10-point lead in this fourth set, by far the biggest of either team in this game. Rohrbach on the service line now, sending it over for the Terrapins, and just barely out of play. A great eye by Dutton, the libero for Rutgers, letting that one go. And now it'll be Bolin on service. And that is a crucial service error. That goes out of play. And Maryland now 1 point away. It is match point for the Terrapins. Lily Wagner on service. This crowd gets to its feet as 26 sends that over the net. Handled by Byzantine, perhaps a little too strong. Gotchin closes the door on the Terps' first Big Ten victory. A big spike, a big win for the Maryland Terrapins as they claim this fourth set 25-14, winning 3-1 in this Big Ten battle against Rutgers, getting their get back against the Scarlet Knights.
Finally, the Terrapins get their first Big Ten win. They'll move out of the doghouse, 25-14. They take set number 4. Almost wish we were treated to a better set 4 after how competitive the first 3 sets were, but it's nice to get in the books in Big Ten play. I tell you what, I think Rutgers might have some nightmares tonight, not only of AJ Malawal, who tied her career high in kills with 21, but of Duru Gakchin, who ended that game with a kill of her own, 6 kills and 6 blocks. She had 9 blocks the first game against these Scarlet Knights. Really the difference maker here today, the middle blocker from Istanbul, Turkey, making a huge impact.
And Lily Wagner also tying her assist season high with 48 in this game. As you said, Ajak Malawal tying her career high with 21 kills. The star players came out to play for the Terrapins.
And that's what it's going to take, right? To get wins in this conference where everyone is just so good, you're going to have to be as good as you can be. And that's what we saw from Maryland tonight. Boy, it's so much better to sing that alma mater after a win.
So as the Maryland Terrapin Pep Band plays the alma mater, that will do it for this broadcast on WMUC Sports. I've been Zachary Koehler alongside Peter Kelly. Thank you for listening, and have a great rest of your night.